Hi there, Bruce Simpson here again with an update on the Tokoroa International Model Park initiative that I launched some time ago. Now, I know that great numbers of you have sent in pledges, pledging anywhere from $10. Someone pledged, hundreds of dollars towards setting up this international model park, which not only benefits the local community, but benefits the wider model flying community as well. People from all over the world who want to come to Tokoroa and fly without hassles, without problems, here on the airfield with Barry and myself and other people that they've seen in the videos. Now, I presented the proposal for the model park to a full meeting of the District Council. The District Council are the people who actually manage the airfield, who basically say what goes, what doesn't go here, and what we do with it, and all that sort of stuff. So there's two tiers to this organisation. There's the bureaucrats who sit at the bottom. They do the day-to-day work and so forth. And then there are the councillors. These are the elected representatives of the people of the district. They get elected to form a council, and the council tells the bureaucrats what to do. At least that's the theory. Now, as you know, I've had a great deal of difficulty dealing with some of the bureaucrats, possibly because I ask them to do their job sometimes and it wrangles them. So what has happened though, I've spoken now to the council, the actual group of elected representatives, and they seemed pretty much enthusiastic about this project. It's hard not to be enthusiastic about something when somebody dumps 2.5 kilograms of paper, each sheet of paper being worth at least $10 in the form of a pledge from all around the world on the desk. And that's what I did. I dropped it, it made a big noise, and everyone goes, ooh, because that's the effect we wanted to get. Wanted to show just how many people from all around the world were actually supporting this initiative, not just with their voiced support, but with real, actual hard cash money. And that doesn't happen often. Now, at this presentation was also the editor of the local paper, because this is a big deal. This community has never seen anything that comes close to the level of international support that the model park has achieved, thanks to you people out there. So I presented the case to the council, and they came up with some fairly good questions, which I'd anticipated and had good responses to. I knew the answers to the questions they asked. There was only 2 questions that were asked which I felt were a little bit out of place. The Chief Executive Officer, Craig Hobbs, asked a question that was clearly designed to try and impugn my own reputation. He asked whether, or basically intimated that CAA had withdrawn my wings in 2011 or something. Well, I had to point out to him that that's completely wrong. It's an error or a lie, because CAA can't withdraw my wings. They don't issue them. The only people that can withdraw them are the people who issue them. That's Model Flying New Zealand, and that was a purely political thing. So I think I answered that question fairly readily. Another councillor who'd probably been primed by some of these bureaucrats said, isn't it true that the only reason you get all these views on your YouTube channel is because you do these dangerous and illegal things? And so I had to point out to her that no, the most popular videos on my YouTube channel are actually people having good, clean, lawful, safe fun with model aircraft. In fact, I think the most popular video I've got has nearly 7 million views, and it is MiG-25 flying quite safely out here on the airfield. So I think that kind of addressed her concerns, which, as I say, I think she was probably primed by some of the bureaucrats to try and, again, impugn me rather than deal with the issue of the airfield itself and the model park. I thought that was a bit, a bit disappointing that they would do that. But hey, they did it. Never mind. The rest of the councillors had some really good questions. They seemed very enthusiastic. Why not, when you look at the level of support we've got for this initiative? So now the councillors go away and have a talk and chat and think about it and see what goes on. The interesting thing is that the submission that I made, I could have made it earlier, but at the moment the council has $5 million of ratepayers' money, that's local property tax money, that they are basically putting up for grabs. They're saying, if you're a community group or whatever, or you've got something that's going to benefit the community, then apply for some of this money. So I did. I applied for $175,000 of that $5 million pool that we would use to create the facilities here at the International Model Park. So as well as the money that's pledged by people out there watching this video, this $175,000 would allow us to build a really nice building to shelter from the wind and the rain and the heat and the sun, with chargers for your batteries, with models that could be lent to people that came from overseas and didn't bring a plane, all that sort of stuff. It would allow for landscaping, to put in some nice runways, grass runways, perhaps also some tracks for radio-controlled cars, and a lake for radio-controlled boats. So it becomes an international model park, not just flying models, but all sorts of radio-controlled models. And if they go ahead and they say yes, then we can get this thing going pretty damn quickly. And I pointed out to them the fact that this airfield being a listed airfield actually criminalises the act of flying radio-controlled models, even toys, in this town. And they were quite surprised to hear that. Most of them were not aware that you couldn't, one of the helicopters, little toy helicopters you buy in town, you cannot legally fly it in your own backyard here. So I opened a few people's eyes. Obviously, the bureaucrats I've spoken to, they haven't passed any of this information on to the councillors. It's very clear they do not want this model park, because it means they have to do something. They have to get off their bums and do something. The councillors are looking from a different perspective. They can see the benefits. So fortunately for us, the bureaucrats do what the councillors tell them. So if the councillors say we're going with this, the bureaucrats will have no option but to actually do it. So hopefully that's where we're going to be headed. So I'm cautiously optimistic. It'll be interesting to see what the local paper says in their next edition, because as I say, the editor was there. She was following this story with great gusto, because it is a really big deal for this tiny town in rural New Zealand. That's where we're at. Thought I'd keep you up to date. Things are looking pretty damn good, and I think in speaking casually with some of the councillors after the presentation, they do seem very, very impressed with what we're trying to do here. Let's hope they can all get together and say, hey, it's a good idea, let's run with it. So there you go, that's the update. Stay tuned. There's bound to be more coming on this one.